All right, welcome to the Jesus Show. Um, I'm your host, Jesus, Day Life Jesus, Jesus of Day Life, your Christ concept for the day. And here we go. We're gonna do another live because I know I've done one, at least one, on this topic before. So this one is clout poisoned again because clout poisoning is a process. But before we get into that process, and it's a good one, it's one that I'm excited to bring y'all into. I would like you to wash. Now, washing is transference of belief from the pain matrix to the pleasure matrix. Okay, and the place that you're at right now, you're probably ready for a financial or an asset wash. So all of the links are below on how to wash financially and how to wash assets. But just, say it just to be brutally clear for those who maybe listen only. Um, if you're trying to make a wash, it is cash.me/$wash it all or paypal.me/wash it all. Then the Zelle and Apple Pay links are laundruss at automat.me. So those are your links to wash. If you'd like to ask questions about washing or wash assets or anything else, or you'd like to wash via wire transfer or anything like that, and you need that information, you can send an email to 100f@automat.me for all of that. Okay, so cloud poisoned again. It's weird, going live doesn't have the same, it doesn't have the same, like, it's weird when something you love kind of gets a little bit old and you're like, but that's my fucking had to shit on the process for a second. That's something I have a really bad habit of doing. Instead of just, embracing and submitting to the process, I have to get meta and like talk about how the process feels. So I'm gonna self-recognize that that's what I'm doing there as part of my process and continue. So let's talk about getting clout poisoned. I'm not gonna lie, it still happens to me, not even irregularly. You can get cloud poisoned within the day. You can get cloud poisoned within a phone call. You can get cloud poisoned within a conversation, within an hour, you can get cloud poisoned instantly. Now, being able to um, regain composure is basically what I'd like to talk about here, because we can talk about the disease of cloud poisoning, we can talk about the cloud poison, but can't are we gonna what's the cloud anecdote and antidote, not anecdote. The cloud antidote. Okay, what can bring you back? So first of all, let me just explain what cloud poisoning is. Cloud poisoning is when you get clouded up, like it's a it is a negative there's a negative consequence of success. I'm going to put success in quotation marks because it isn't always an actual success, but it is the feeling of success. Now, in the pain matrix, much more of the time it is not actual success. In the pleasure matrix, sure, it can actually be a success and you can still get clout poisoned off of it. So, clout, obviously, if you look at Instagram, people who are like permanently clout poisoned, there was like, when I used to do drugs when I was a teenager, there was like people who did ecstasy, okay? And then there were etards, which are people who have done so much ecstasy that they like when they were sober, they still were acting fucking burnt out. So in a similar way, there are people who get clout poisoned and then people who are clout poisoned. Like they've been clout poisoned for so long that it would take a massive, massive, massive sacrifice of ego for them to get back. Now, luckily, through the laundress, all things are possible. So through a relationship with the Day Life Army, through relationshiping with the Pleasure Matrix, all things are possible. Through God, all things are possible. But the facilitator of those possibilities, as far as you should be concerned, is the laundress. Okay. So influencers, if you see if you see influencers on Instagram who post a dance video or whatever they post, and they get 300,000 likes, most of which are unorganic, because there's no such thing as going viral organically in the pain matrix. So those people are pretty like permanently clout poisoned. Now, things that can clout poison you. Examples of getting clout poisoned. So getting what you want or what you think you want can clout poison you. Getting built up by someone telling you you're great, giving you things that feed your egoic desire, can get you clout poison. Going viral can get you clout poison, because that's like everyone feeding your ego all at once, and also you feeling like you succeeded. Ways that I've gotten clout poison, sometimes I'll get clout poison through phone calls with people where I'm like, sometimes I get clout poison through washing, which is weird, because washing is also the cure to clout poisoning, but it is also the effect of clout poisoning. That's why you really should be washing in pairs, because you can get so clout poisoned off the first wash. And for me, who has washed all of what I had before I came here, that's not the same. I'm not like working a job and then washing that. I'm going and getting other people to wash. So there's like this high when you're like, oh, I just got a big wash from this person. There's like, it's just like anything. When you get really, you get proud of yourself for doing something, but then it can easily spiral, and easily you get into that clout poison state where it's like not actually about what's happening. A responsible thing to do is to be like, okay, all right, I'm going to pray on this, and I'm going to stack it. I'm going to take my rewards in heaven. I'm not going to get elated over this moment. I'm a little clout poisoned right now. And partially, one of the reasons why I'm doing this live is to like harvest some of my own ego around getting clout poisoned. Other examples of getting clout poisoned, on Christmas this year, on Pain Matrix Christmas, which is already, holidays are a really big deal for me, and can get really dicey, because I am very calendar shit really gets me clout poisoned. It really gets me to triggered and start acting in a triggered way, and doing weird things on holidays or around holidays. My birthday, Christmas, especially the satanic ones, like birthday, worship of yourself, Christmas, dress up a Christmas tree, cut down an evergreen tree, harvest masculinity, and then feminize it with baubles and lights and tinsel. So this Christmas, I got clout poisoned by someone giving me some of their vulnerability, and it being a day where I'd gone and succeeded at some things, and there was a promise of maybe this thing could happen if I succeed here, and blah, blah, blah. And I got so clout poisoned by someone being vulnerable with me, I was like, this gives me the entitlement to fucking shit all over this person and just shit on them, which is an insane narcissistic thing to do. That the cloud poison narcissist is about the worst combination you can have, and that's where I am a lot of the time. So so I use this excuse to just shit on the fucking person, and it caused everything to just like not even in their lives as much, like in my life, I just hurt myself so fucking much with that. And I was like, I got tricked. I didn't actually get tricked. I scroogled myself. I scroogled myself. I didn't get scroogled. But yeah, I got cloud poisoned by someone giving me their vulnerability, so I felt like I could do anything. I was like, well, I've earned this, and now it's time for me to like say what's on my mind, and what's on my mind is really bitchy and horrible. So, how do you get uncloud poisoned? When you're riding high, take yourself down a notch. When you're super low, take yourself up a notch. A good thing when I've talked to, people who are older and wiser than me, who are, I like, sometimes I slip into Elmer Fudd mode just in tribute of Yawan. Yeah, sometimes sometimes, one time I was talking to my cult feeder. And he said, "Do you notice that, like, when you're riding high, I kind of like, you know, I kick you down a little bit, and when you're low, I pick you up a little bit. That's a healthy, responsible thing to do. Is to be like, no, like I am not building someone up when they're already riding high is terrible. That's how you fucking die. That's how Icarus fucking flew too close to the sun. He got clout poisoned. He was like, I can fly. Like, I can do this. I'm going to go fly higher and higher. Didn't listen to his father, who was trying to bring him down and be like, Icarus, you're not actually that. You're not the shit, okay? We're flying. Let's get home. Let's get the gold home. Don't get clout poisoned. So, yeah, but when you are clout poisoned, whether it be from some pain matrix success, whatever it is, you should wash. And what I do, and I haven't been very consistent at it, and I'm trying to do it more, is when I get let's say, I think usually something like a financial wash will clout poison me. If I get a big financial wash and I'm like, yeah, I'm the shit, I got it done. First of all, I personalize it and I make the success individual instead of making it a group success. I make it individual. So what I have to do then is go and harvest some of my own ego by washing socially. Now, sometimes a social interaction will get me clout poison, like, for example, having a phone call with people that, went well in my mind, or something that was like, ooh, I got all of this personal attention that I really needed or wanted or whatever. So you get clout poison from that. Then you need to financial wash. And I'm just talking about what I need to do in these cases. You probably are not going to get super clout no, I take that back. You will get clout poison from washing. But you're also going to get clout poison from, plenty of people that we've found or have been washing with us or doing, edging closer to the pleasure matrix. They get close. Like, for example, there was this rapper who got close to us, and then like Kendrick Lamar sends him a DM on SoundCloud, and then it's over. Cloud poison, instant cloud poison. The devil, instant cloud poison. So it's like, oh well, forget the pleasure matrix. Kendrick Lamar tweeted at me. I mean, they tried to do that shit with me, with Radiohead's drummer hitting me up. Yeah, I mean, they tried to do it while I was already here, and they did it with like heroes of mine from music, like Aphex Twin reached out wanting to DJ one of my tracks, but I was already in Daylife Army, so I had enough of like the foundational tools to not get so clout poisoned by that I was willing to just, go back to the pain matrix and go back to my heroin life of making beats. Luckily, I had enough wherewithal not to do that. And cloud poisoning, I'm sure at some point in your enlightenment there could be a time where it's not going to happen to you, but it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So, luckily, there is a thing called Automat. And there is a process called washing. And washing is sacrificing that ego that you have. And buying your soul back makes the clout poisoning a lot less dangerous. I'm not going to say that someone who's in the process of buying your soul back isn't still going to get clout poison, but it makes that process way less dangerous. And you can bounce back quicker. You can self-regulate. It's not going to be like, oh, Kendrick Lamar DM me. Let me throw away my whole future because of that. But it's kind of like at some point, cloud poisoning has to be curable. There has to be, I almost said a vaccine for it, which is insane. But like an anecdote or a tolerance that you get, like any poison. Plenty of people, plenty of old kings and shit just became immune to poison because they didn't want to get their food poisoned. So yeah, the solution to your troubles and your clout poisoning, and if clout poisoning is ruining your life, which it's happening to you in some way, it is, wash. Keep washing. Just wash. It's gonna feel crazy, but then it's gonna feel good. All right, y'all. So that's Clout Poisoned Again, the Jesus Show. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.